We're talking shorts and shells, Eric. It's your weekly column on ProFootballWeekly.com, and one of the things you focused on was the Sunday night game. You could say it was two really good defenses. I'm going to say it was two really bad passing offenses. How can you explain it?
Well, let's start with the Ravens. I mean, they were sitting back and taking 5- and 7-step drops. When was the last time a Jets defense allowed that? And not really get any kind of pressure. And Flacco was able to move around and make some plays. But his second half passing performance, and you put that up next to Mark Sanchez is actually better. And he was pretty awful. When the big plays that the defense has made have to be pointed out. But these two guys performed poorly, and their offensive coordinators did not adjust. They didn't run the ball as much as I thought they should.
Especially once they got that lead, they just would have ran the ball. They wouldn't have had to worry about throwing pick sixes all over. And while that was terrible offensively, we've seen such huge numbers this year from quarterbacks, but not a lot of attention to the guys catching those passes on the other side. Some receivers putting up crazy numbers.
Yeah, you got to start with a guy like Steve Smith, who is on pace to set the all-time receiving mark, and yet he's second in the NFL in receiving yards. Wes Welker, 40 catches so far, on pace for 160, the all-time mark, 143 by Marvin Harrison back in 2002. I think Welker at 10 catches a game could set that mark. Steve Smith on pace for a great season, has only 24 fewer yards than he did all of last year in 14 games. Calvin Johnson, 8 touchdowns, 2 in each of the first 4 games. An amazing start for him as well.
Nobody had started the season with 2 touchdown catches in 3 straight games. Right. Megatron's now done it in 4. Now, one thing that kind of slipped by this weekend with all the big comebacks, Eagles, Cowboys giving up big leads, the Buffalo Bills looking to go 4-0, and they blow a game up 17-3 against the Bengals.
At Paul Brown, which had one of the lowest attendances in their stadium's history. It's a game that a lot of people around the league, were telling me, hey, watch out, the Bills may blow this one. I said, not this Bills team. They're better than that. They just came off the huge win against New England. That's more indicative of what kind of team they are. They go out there and blow a lead. Don't play well in this game. Really disappointing effort. They got to play Philly, an angry Philly team next week too.
It was disappointing, especially coming off that Patriot win. And speaking of New England, real quick, you've given in your article one of the best predictions that I've seen this season. Tell us about the projected shenanigans late in the season.
Okay, so Sunday, Vince Wilfork had his second interception of the season. He was, what, 340 pounds or whatever he is? And he has 47 return yards in those 2 plays. I wouldn't be shocked if Belichick puts Wilfork in at tight end late in the year, kind of like in the Doug Flutie way of the drop kick extra point. He's used Vrabel there in the past. Wouldn't be stunned if Wilfork lines up at tight end late in the season.
It's fun for everyone. You see the fat man running, everyone loves to see that. That's the Short and Shell segment from this week. For the best coverage of the league, check us out at ProFootballWeekly.com.